Well, ladies and gentlemen, when it reaches that point in your life when you start to seek marriage advice, relationship advice, who do you turn to? Your friends maybe, your family, your grandparents who have been married for many, many years. Perfectly normal options, right? Well, 2023 is anything but perfectly normal. So now, if those options aren't good enough for you, you can actually turn to a porn star for said advice. A woman that, let's be honest, has laid with multiple men in these films, being part of an industry that actively destroys marriages and relationships and has been through 3 divorces. Does seem like somebody you would want to take advice from, right? No. So for all of us who have common sense, I don't think this would be the direction we would head in for said advice. But this is social media, so there will be plenty of young women and men who will see this advice, see this video, and think it's probably the best thing on the planet. Mia Khalifa, a very famous adult star, let's just call her that, is out here giving marriage advice on TikTok to her audience, and it's going viral. Now, I'm sure many of you have seen this video, seen others react to it, and I'm going to assume the people you've seen react to it are of an older age. I've not seen many young people react to this. So as a man in his 20s who has some experience in the dating game and would like to get married in the future, be a father, have kids, I think it's perfectly right for me to give my take, my reaction to this. And, maybe we should all start asking ourselves the question, should we start taking notes from Mia Khalifa? That's the state of society right now, but let's just see what she has to say. Take a listen.
Oh, we're comparing stats. Baby girl doesn't know that I am Tom Brady at this game. Married at 18, divorced at 21. Second marriage, married at 25, divorced at 28. Third engagement, engaged at 29, ended it at 30, but I kept the ring. I'm still keeping Tom Brady on his toes. We should not be afraid to leave these men. We are not stuck with these people. Marriage is not a sanctimonious thing. It is paperwork. It's something, it's a commitment you make to someone. But if you feel like you're not getting anything from that commitment and you're trying, you gotta go. You have to go. I know it's difficult to fill out paperwork and to make appointments and to do all of these things, but this is your life. Do you want to be stuck with someone?
Yeah, so this is pretty terrible advice. I don't think anybody should be listening to this woman. I don't think you need to be young, old, married, or unmarried to see that this sort of attitude and behavior towards marriages and relationships completely devalues them more than they are already devalued. According to Mia Khalifa, if your relationship marriage isn't going too well, you're a little bit unhappy, you're bored, well, just get up and go, because who needs a man? Who needs men? And this culture, this message that is being pushed onto women, young women, is absolutely disgusting. I think I speak for many people here, and it's the same with men as well. They're being told they don't need women. Who needs a wife? Newsflash, breaking news, as controversial as it may be, men and women do need each other. The reason why Mia Khalifa is struggling, and this is going to be controversial as well, and many liberals who are watching right now will say, well, you're just very misogynistic. Mia Khalifa is an adult star, a porn star, so she has slept with many, many men, okay? And this is the reality, and I think people need to start accepting the reality of how men and women operate and how they think. A lot of men don't find promiscuous women attractive. The only men that are going to be attracted towards Mia Khalifa are desperate men. So when you sleep with so many men throughout your whole life, you completely destroy your ability to pair bond with another man. Okay, and it goes for the same for men as well. It's not really spoken about with men because men are also encouraged to sleep around, but it's completely the same. You destroy yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. Think about it, right? We all know when you sleep with someone, you're giving yourself away to that person. So if you sleep with, let's say, 20, 30 people, that's 20, 30 times you're giving a part of yourself to that person. So when you eventually reach somebody that you could settle down with, you have nothing to give them. You've given yourself to all these other men and women. How could you possibly love them? You're not going to be in a happy relationship. Instead of encouraging people to leave their relationships, their marriages, as soon as something goes bad, how about encourage them to sit down, talk it out, sort out the issues, the normalization of separation and it being glorified is completely wrong. People today lack the ability to talk things out. And this sort of advice that Mia Khalifa is giving increases women and men to sleep around, because if you tell somebody as soon as your relationship or marriage isn't going well just to leave, they're going to end up being with so many people. And modern dating, because of this idea of leaving as soon as something's wrong, is completely destroyed. And social media also has a hand in that, because if a woman is with a man and it's not going too well, she's not happy, all she has to do in a lot of cases is look on her Instagram page, and I'm talking about young people here, and see many men are ready to take her. So of course, with that message being pushed, they think it's okay, they think it's right, they're going to get up and leave. And it's the same with men as well. I completely despise the fact that marriages and relationships are seen as this really weird thing. People aren't encouraged to stay in marriages when things aren't going too well. Again, newsflash, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. You made a commitment with this person to go through the bad and the good, and you work things out. As we go further, this sort of idea to people is only going to also increase single mother households, fathers not being present. If young women start listening to Mia Khalifa, of course this is going to be the issue. And it's not only Mia Khalifa, many women as well and men will tell people, I'll leave your relationship as soon as it's not serving you. And we're already seeing the dynamic of single mother households contributing negatively to society. So as we go further, is that not only going to get worse? You know, with Mia Khalifa's case, obviously, she's been divorced 3 times. She's celebrating that. Again, it's something not to celebrate. But if you've been divorced 3 times and she's clearly unhappy, she's just projecting that sadness onto other people, telling them to also get out of their relationship because misery loves company. It's probably not the people you're getting into relationships with. It's probably you who is the problem. And again, we're lacking a sense of accountability within society, because as soon as something goes wrong, it's that other person's fault. It simply can't be my fault. I'm perfect in every single way. Oh, I must get up and leave. You know, there's always somebody else out there. There's somebody who is going to be better for me. That sort of Hollywood fantasy sort of thing, because also Hollywood contributes to that sort of thinking, you know, with all the love stories, etc., doesn't serve relationships, marriages as a whole. Marriage is a sacred thing. I think it's certainly more important, more than just a piece of paper you sign. Okay, it's a very special thing. And when you find that relationship and you get married with that person, and obviously it's the right person, it's the most beautiful thing. Now, obviously, if you get into a relationship with somebody and they're not right for you, and it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, you've tried to work things out and it's not happening, then of course, then steps need to be taken to get out of that situation. But again, people would limit those situations happening if they didn't get into these relationships just like that with somebody else, with somebody else, with somebody else. If people actually held a standard for themselves and found somebody who's right for them, these negative experiences wouldn't be happening as much. But because people are so desperate to get anything, because standards are so low and people are being told to leave relationships, and it's just devaluing everything. But if people had a standard and stopped being desperate Dan, desperate Danielle, and getting with everybody, and found that person who actually does suit them and benefit them, then I can guarantee maybe modern dating would be a little bit better. But with social media, dating apps, and influencers like Mia Khalifa affecting the culture, it's only going to get worse. But that is just my opinion. You know, I do think it's sad dating, relationships, marriages have reached this point where, you know, to leave has been encouraged and people will clap and celebrate for you. You know, if it's a little bit boring, you're a little bit sad, not too happy, things aren't going too well at the moment, well then get up and go. You know, it doesn't serve society in the long run. It may serve that individual in the short term, but you are going to increase your chances of long-term pain the more you keep going on with that attitude. Oh, I'm going to get up and go as soon as things aren't going my way. But what do I know? Maybe this is just a controversial opinion, because apparently sometimes it can be, and I'm completely in the wrong, and maybe Mia Khalifa's in the right. What do you guys think? Do you think Mia Khalifa's advice is great for society? Do you think young women especially should be listening to Mia Khalifa? I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed today, then please, for me, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. I've just realized as well, I've been calling it the big red subscribe button. Apparently it's white. All this time, how could I reach 48k without knowing it's a white subscribe button? Amateur behavior, right? But if you could hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, share this video. But until tomorrow, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.